All right, this one's gonna be on some of the new features they have in W3M. They just released theirs. So was that W3M 0.5.6 released on 2020? No, not 2020. 22/26. Way into the future. A little typo there, but 2026, right? Anyways, some of the new features that I like, and I'll go over the other ones too, because this is actually a fork of the original one, but the maintainer of that old one doesn't maintain anymore. So this one's probably gonna be the official one that's gonna be rolling out on other Linux distributions repositories. So this one will probably be the official one sooner or later. Anyways, talk to you some of the features they have in here if you're not aware. But if you ever use the what was it, my little scripts for the Omnibar, they actually have a what was it, the dict prompt now. So I complained about like you couldn't like change the name of it. So now you could like if I'm searching, let's say Bing or something like that. Let me see, SB. You see how it says Bing at the bottom here, right? Right. If I change it to, let's say, DuckDuckGo as D here, you see it says DuckDuckGo, right? And I can search for, let's say, W3M config or something like that. Right, it goes there. And if I do, like, let's say, what was it, frog or something, frogifying. See, you see in the bottom it says frogifying, right? So whenever you do the Omnibar feature that I talked about, you can actually change the names now. Otherwise, it would just be default like dictionary, which I hated it. But this fork has the stuff that I wanted, and now they have it, and that looks prettier, right? So let's say I'm searching for I don't know, tmux config or something like that, right? Right, I can have that. Is frogifying dead? Frogifying seems dead, so let's do DuckDuckGo. Or let's just do Bing here. Frogifying's dead. Okay. There you go, right? Researching Bing here. So that's the one feature I like. The dict prompt. You can actually change that, and I'll show you an example of how it looks like here. There's a Bing here. Right, so this is the code here. All you gotta do is you do set opt dict prompt and then search Bing or whatever like name that you want. So if you want to search search DuckDuckGo or whatever it is, then you can just change the little title in there for that. So that's all you got to do for that. For the dict prompt, you can actually just change it to your liking, right? Anyways, that's what you do in there. And another thing they have is this thing called main. This one doesn't work with all the sites, but you can actually jump to like the main HTML code of that page if they have the main in there, the main tag in there. Not all sites have it. So let's say, for example, what was the example? I'll get out of here. Like in here, this is DuckDuckGo. I can't really do main. Like if I open my command here, I type in main, so this is not found in the bottom right. But if you go to Bing, in Bing here, right, we're at Bing. If you type in main as our command that we want to enter, you see it jumps me down to anytime here, right? If I jump back up, see we're here at this skip to content, whatever it is, right, or whatever it is that we're here. But if you type in main, it'll jump me to the main, where the body is at, and then that's where that takes a little time when you're jumping. It would just actually go to the content, and that's going to be useful when you're scripting this. For example, when I search for stuff now, like on Bing, you see I'm not starting on the top no more. So I'm searching. Let's say search Bing again, and we're searching for like vim config or something like that, right? You see automatically I set mine to jump to the main HTML tag that they got on this page, and you see it jumps me right there, right? Otherwise, let me turn on what's the line number here, right? It'll jump me to line 22 here. Otherwise, I'll be in line 1, and that's no good, right? Jump me to line 22 here, and what you can do after that when you do main, right? You do main, jump to line 22, and then you can do another one called line top. This is another feature they have, line top. And if you ever use Vim, they have this thing called, what's that? Yeah, center or whatever it is. I don't know what you. I don't know the exact name of it, but you know, you can do in Vim. You do like, for example, if I'm on this Stack Exchange, or let's say this Ask Ubuntu here, whatever it is, I can hit ZZ and this will center it. I can hit ZT and this one will put that, you know, line to the top, or if I hit ZB, it'll put the line at the bottom, right? So basically that's what you can do in here in W3M. Also, you can actually do all the stuff, and when you're scripting it, you know, we're just doing, what's that, main, and then we do line top, and you see it goes, you know, it shows that page closer to our results that we want, right? So that's what you can do there. And also you can do bottom too if you like. If you don't want to do line top, you can do bottom, but it's not really necessary, right? So that's what you can do there with some of the new stuff they got in here, as far as you know, line bottom, line top, and then main, and then the dict prompt that we did. That all, you know, works together. They do have CD to change directory. This would have been useful a long time ago, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't have a need for it yet, right? Because they actually have a in their old update, they have this thing called dir. Was that dir here? And before, like the fork, there was no way to set your default downloader. The default downloader was wherever you start on your current you know, PWD, right? Your current working directory, and that was your default download directory. There was no way to set it, but now you could. You know, let me see. Let me bust out the dir here. In your config, you can actually set your download directory, your default directory, and so that's probably what I recommend you do if you don't want to use the cd command to change directory, and then you can download some stuff to, you know, the newer directory that you changed to, which is not really necessary. So I like that. And some of these features here they have for like key bindings you can turn on, and this is in your options. I think the default is old, but it's in your options here. And what was that one? Like smart case and stuff like that you can turn on. You know, some of these read line hotkeys you can enable, right, to paste, delete text and stuff like that. You can do like Emacs style hotkeys, I think, to paste and delete and stuff like that you can turn on. And also, what was that one? You can actually enable starting with 0, because by default it starts with 1. Let me show you an example here. If you turn on like a hinting mode or something like that, you can see that it starts with 1, right? You see here it says 1. But if I what is that? What am I doing? Let's go back in there and turn on 0 here. Push enter on that and push OK to save. And now if I do that again, now you see it starts with 0 right here, right, for the links that you can jump to. So I like that. I like using 0, guys. Some people hate it. I like starting using 0 because it's, you know, more numbers that I can press with one button instead of 2 and all that, right? So that's why I like that one. What else is there in here that I do like? They do have this thing called message, a new you know, built-in function they can do. Message, basically whenever you want to do a message, like let's say if I'm editing my key map, right? So I'm done with editing my key map or whatever it is in here, right? I save it, and you can see at the bottom it says key map configuration reloaded, right? Or whatever it is I'm trying to do, right? So let's say what else did I got in here? I don't remember. Let's say my site config or something like that, right? If I'm doing in here, blah blah blah, I save it. You can see it says site config reloaded, or whatever you want to name it, right? You can do that in here. So that's pretty easy to do. What was that called? Site config. Right, so that's pretty simple. You just either bind a hotkey, or when you're scripting it, you want to put message, right? And then you know, whatever you want to type in as your you know, your message when you exit out of that, it'll just reload it, right? So you can do that with the hotkey, or you can do it from a script. So let me give you an example here. So a script, site config, this is how it looks like, right? So you do the reinit, meaning that it will reload, and then it'll do the message right here, right? The message here. So that's what you can do from a script if you want to do from a script. Otherwise, you can just do it hotkeys like I did before, right? Anyways, that's what the hell is this all messed up? Let me redraw this here. So there you go. That one's for message. And what else is there? You can actually reorder a stack. Let me give you an example of that. What the hell? Let me see here. Let's see, NPR. Let's say in here. Let's say NPR here. Right, I open that, and then let's say I open another one here. Right. So now, if you do, I think the default hotkey is S, right, for stack here. Oh, let me open another one. What the hell am I doing? Let's open another one. Let's say this one here. All right, so now I can do, you see how we have like that in the history? We open NPR, and then we open the NPR article, and then we open another link in there. So now we can actually change it, move it around if you want to. So you see, for example, we have this, what was that, greater than, lesser than, then you can actually move it around here, right? So that's what you can do. Look at that. We can move this around. That's what they got. To change the order, if you want to restack your order, right? Anyways, that's it for that, to get out of it. So that's what they got for reordering your stack. And they do have kitty image support. I tried it out. It's not the greatest, right? But if you have a kitty terminal, or a terminal that supports kitty image support, then you can use it. Although I'm gonna be honest, it was not that great. It worked, but it was just like the image gets stuck in the terminal, or it was like breaking apart. But if you want to enable that, let's go to options here, and we'll go to inline images here, right? So you want to enable inline images. Right now it's on no, but you want to hit yes, and then you want to set your inline image method, and this one would be you know, kitty, right, or whatever, like, you know, xterm, or I think iterm too. I think that's the Mac or something like that. I remember, not sure, but yeah, you can turn on any of those. I tried out the kitty, like I said, was not the greatest, so probably wouldn't recommend it. Plus, it didn't work in tmux, so if it doesn't work in tmux, that thing doesn't exist to me, right? It has to work in tmux. So that's another thing they have for the image support for kitty. What other ones are like? Oh, okay. So they have this thing called like restore your sessions. Let me give you an example here. Let me get this one. So we have a couple of stuff in here, right? Let's say, for example, we have 4 of these, right? And I want to save this. We can actually save it. Well, you have to bind in your hotkey, so I bind mine to capital S here. So I hit capital S, and you see at the bottom here it says session files. All right, and this is where you're gonna save it to, into your W3M/sessions here. Right, it's just a I think it's just a text file, but you hit enter, and now it save your session. Right now, let's say we exit out of this. Let's exit out of this here. Right, we had nothing, right? All you gotta do is now is just type in W3M-R, capital R, and now all your sessions should be back. Look at that, right? We have our bookmarks, we got DuckDuckGo, and then what is this one? Bing, and then we have, what is this one? Bing again, 2 Bings, right? So that's what you can do with restoring and saving your sessions and stuff like that. As far as the hotkey for that, was it? I did mine a little bit different. just because I didn't like the default behavior they have. So this is mine here. Right, I delete the original existing sessions, right? And then I do a store, right? And that's personally how I like it. I think they're gonna fix this in the future to be a little bit more better or more options, but at the moment this is what I'm using right now. And after you do that, you know, you just do the W3M-R to restore, and then you have all your sessions again. So that's how that works. If you want to store sessions, I did have a script in the past to do it. That one was horrible. This one's way better. So because it's more built in, you know. That other one was, I mean, it still works, but this one's is way better. So I like that one. Anything else? So this one does have Gopher support now, officially now, because Gopher was like kind of broken in the past. But now you can actually really search, you know, Gopher and still use it. So what I got here, I got Veronica search. Okay, let me do a Veronica here. SV, I'm going to search Veronica 2 for Gopher here. And let's say, for example, I'm searching for W3M. All right, let's see what we got in here. Right, so this is actually Gopher. This is not a proxy or anything like that. You can see the URL in here at the bottom here. Right, it's actually a Gopher protocol. And that's what we're using here. So I can go into any of these what is that, what do you call the sites? Gopher holes. Gopher holes, yes, there you go. So if I go in here, I can open this and see these are inside what else? Do we have anything else that's better than that junk? Let me see here. Let's say this directory here, whatever it is, right? Look at that, right? This one is actually in you know, the Gopher sphere or Gopher protocol, right? So there you go. Official Gopher support is actually in there now. In the future, they will have Gemini support. So if you're using like the developmental branch, you can actually do Gemini too. So I'm showing you Gemini here, just for searching. Let's say W3M config or something like that. Right. So this is Gemini, right? This is not a proxy or anything like that. So this is Gemini. Like you can see the URL at the bottom here. Say Gemini protocol, and you can use this, you know, to what they call Gemini capsules. There you go, Gemini capsules, right? So you can actually search Gemini in here straight from your terminal. So this thing is gonna support all, you know, the protocols. We got regular HTTP stuff, Gemini, and Gopher. Although Gemini is not supported at the moment of, you know, what was that, the release that they have on here? What's the release page? Change log. Let's open the change log again. What version is this? Yeah, 0.5.6. They don't have it in here. They have like a different branch. So it will come in the future. At the moment, they don't have official support for Gemini, but you know, as far as I'm concerned, it works already. So that's pretty much it, all for the features that they have that I liked, and I'm started using it. Mainly the one with, you know, the line top, line bottom, main, and the dict prompt that you can change. So that's it for this one, right? If you want to use W3M, go check it out.